The month of April is almost here. The temperature in Cleveland may still be hanging around in the 40s, but the days are getting longer. That can only mean one thing. St. Ignatius Spring Sports will be arriving soon, and baseball. Coach Brad Ganor is with me here. Welcome to the first of our SIBN Across the Tables, previewing the different spring sports here at St. Ignatius High School, and we start off with the 2013 Wildcat varsity baseball team. And Coach, it's great for you to make time with us, and thank you so much.
It's great to be here. I appreciate it.
I think that this team definitely has a lot of excitement to it. When you start out, you have the veterans. You also have the guys, the juniors, being even sophomores, that have shown some really good progress throughout the preseason. What do you see in this team, and what are your feelings about it?
Balance. I think balance is the key to this year. I've been saying it all along to our guys and to anybody that's listening that this team is as strong through the pitching staff 1 through 7 and through the lineup 1 through 9 that we've seen in a long time, and I keep comparing them to the 2009 team, which was a Final Four team back with Frank DeSico and Neil Butera and guys like that were on that team. That this team's very comparable to them.
And beginning with the seniors that really stand out, all of them have shown good progress throughout the spring, and we saw them all come up with big roles. It starts with Dan Rowbottom and Connor Hennessy. Coach, these two guys were so offensively powered for you last year when you had the wooden bats. They were able to show good progress throughout the season and good production. Not only that, but for defensive purposes, they're both very solid.
Well, it all starts with them. I mean, they're the catalyst for everything we're going to do. Connor at the top of the order and Dan to drive in runs. But I think what we have lacked around them, not necessarily lacked, but I think where we're stronger this year is we have a better supporting cast in those other holes that in the lineup that will help put guys on base and give them some opportunities to drive guys in. But not only at the top of the order, but at the bottom of the order this year too. It's a well-balanced team.
And last year, you made the transition to wooden bats. Over this offseason now with a different type of transition, just a little mix on things, and talk about that and how it's affecting the offense, in your opinion.
Well, I think the kids are confident in using aluminum bats again this year. The wood, it serves us well in practice. It makes them stronger hitters, but they did modify the aluminum bats back to kind of the standards what we've been used to in the past, so there is a little more pop in those bats. So we are going to go back. It will help us to go back to aluminum, where last year I didn't think there was an advantage to using one or the other. So this year we're going to go back to aluminum, and the kids, there's really no adjustment period. They're excited about it, and they feel confident about it, and they're ready to go.
As far as the pitching staff goes, Coach, I think that this one also has a lot of excitement to it, and it starts with the leaders being Tom Roll. He was a guy that stepped up and pretty much a big ace for you last year. The Southpaw Slinger was very strong for you guys, and it's not only the fact that he's tried to raise his velocity, Coach, but his off-speed stuff can be very lethal.
Well, he commands 3 pitches, and in high school that's hard to find a pitcher that is able to command all 3 pitches and have some velocity behind him. I think Ashland is stealing him. I think he's a potential Division I prospect, and the fact that they got him at Ashland is exciting for them and for him. He was probably not our number one in terms of record last year. Matt Hoyer was 7-1, and is going to be some big shoes to fill, losing that record. But Tom pitched very important innings for us, and he's our clear-cut number 1 going into the season. You know how it shakes out, we'll see. We have a lot of good guys behind him: Kyle Pluta, Matt Lynch, and then some of the younger guys to kind of fill in the back end there. And it's talented, very talented.
And with the veteran power on this team, how important did you think that experience was last season for those guys right through the district, around out in Strongsville? Some just crazy scenarios, Coach, some excellent finishes where certain guys stepped up in the clutch when they needed to most. How important did you think that was?
Well, any varsity experience that you can get is going to help them, and I think the guys that we're going to count on to be the top-end guys for us have that varsity experience and pitched in big games, not just midweek games that didn't bear much weight on our season. They pitched in playoff games, and to have that back and have some of those guys on the offensive side back, it's exciting. And then the guys that were coming up, the JV team was 21-2 last year and just had a phenomenal year. A lot of those guys are with us this year, and the expectations are always big at Ignatius, as they should be, and we're hoping to meet the challenge.
Now you definitely have another jam-packed schedule with a lot of excitement. As I said, the days may be getting longer. Month of April may be coming. The weather's still a little dicey, but hopefully can play as many as possible, because this schedule looks very exciting, and it starts right away with the way Easter is situated, right throughout the kids' Easter break.
Right. Well, that's the expectation every year. We try to travel every other year. This is a non-travel year for us, so we'll be in Northeast Ohio. We are going to go down to Chillicothe and play in their preseason, early season tournament on Friday the 5th against Bishop Watterson and Grove City, who was the Division I pole winner last year, and then followed up the next day at Dublin Jerome, who's always a very good opponent. And I think the schedule is a who's who. I put our schedule against anybody in the state. We play the best of the best that we can get on the schedule that want to play us, and the whole idea is to make us strong for the tournament play in May. We don't play for a conference, and as long as we are peaking at the right time, we'll have a good run in the tournament, and that's all you can hope for.
Including a couple games throughout April that are in prime time from Progressive Field in April. You also have a game in the middle of April against Westlake, under the lights over there at Westlake High School, and they're coming off a very good year. Obviously, some coaching staff changes there, but this schedule, it's a lot of fun and a lot of different opportunities. Talk about the acquisition now, working with the Lake County captains and playing out in Lake County this year.
Well, we're excited to go out there. It's a top-notch facility. Obviously, not many high school teams get to play in a minor league stadium. Mr. Carfania was more than gracious to host us for this season, and we're going to have the Jesuit tournament out there again, which is great. And the fact that we get to play in a phenomenal facility like Lake County is fantastic. And these guys will go on. Some of them are going to go on to play college baseball and never play in a stadium as nice as they're going to get to play in this year. So it's exciting between that and Progressive Field, and some of the other venues that we're going to are top-notch facilities that we're going to play in this year.
Yeah, Baldwin Wallace University also. We will have several games throughout that. And one of my favorite events of the year is the one to pretty much put a wrap on the regular season, when you guys take on St. Ed's over at Baldwin Wallace, and the freshmen, JV, and Varsity play that triple header throughout that Saturday. We'll be bringing you all three of those games, but that's also a special opportunity that the JV and freshman guys, you talk about experience, they also get the experience of playing on some good fields too, so that the varsity level, it's not so uncomfortable at first.
We're excited about that. This is the second year we're going to be hosting this day, and it's really become a nice event, I think, or it was a nice event last year, where we are feeding both families of both teams, and we're also this year we're going to take part in the Tay-Sachs disease fight that a lot of coaches in Northeast Ohio are getting on board with, and trying to raise some money for the fight against that disease, and that will be part of that day also.
Coach, it looks like this team is going to be very exciting. You said it, with Dan Rowbottom and Connor Hennessy. What are you most looking forward to when you guys head over to Youngstown-Boardman April 1st for opening day? What are you really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to some sunshine and warm weather. I don't know if it'll exist on April 1st, but if it's dry and playable, we'll be there and ready to go. And I'm looking forward to seeing those guys that have produced over the years to come to do it again. But I'm also excited to see some of the younger guys and what they can bring to the table. Nick Longo, Nick Fabian, Joe Corey, those types of guys. Not to leave everybody out, but really excited to see what some of those younger guys are going to bring to our table, which essentially is going to help us make a long run in the tournament in May.
And the SIBN will have 20-plus regular season games, just weather providing, of course. We hope the sunshine is out, because we've got full coverage of the St. Ignatius baseball team. And then throughout the playoffs, Coach went to the regional round last year, and I think I know what your goal is this year, to be hoisting up a state trophy.
Well, that's the goal every year, but there's hundreds of schools in the state of Ohio with the same goal, and only one gets to do it. So we're going to put together the best team we can and put them in the best position to be successful, and we'll see what happens. High school baseball, if you run into a hot pitcher, your season's over. So it doesn't mean that they're going to be any less of baseball players, but obviously our ultimate goal is to win it all, and we'll do everything we can to make sure we do it.
Should be an exciting spring on the diamond in St. Ignatius baseball. Coach Brad Ganor, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this season. And once again, hope for the best. We'll have full coverage on the SIBN. Thank you.
Thank you.